Welcome to the Jay and Friends Podcast.
All right. Yo, I want to welcome you. Welcome to the Jay and Friends Podcast featuring Nell, episode 256. Nell is not here this week. He is under the weather. I've been podcasting goddamn 9 years. I've been doing this. I could do it solo. But shout out to my boy. He is down. And at the last minute, I couldn't get anybody to fill in, but I'm here doing this thing by myself. So ISO on me. I'm a Kyrie this shit. I'm gonna still bring you a good episode. We're gonna be here for a good time, not a long time, because it's just me. Before I get started, I want to send a shout out to those that wear the uniform, those that wore the uniform, those that wear the uniform in the future. Shout out those that hanging at the VA all day. Shout out United States of Baltimore, Zone 18, and the rest of PG County. Listen, yo, I had a very, very great week. Went into the office a few times to catch some meetings. It's a little warm in here. Sorry, it's the weather is warming up. The weather is warming up. Spring is coming. Spring is coming. Spring is coming. I was watching the news this morning. And they were talking about when the cherry blossoms, the date, the honing in on the date when the cherry blossoms gonna come. That's when everybody around the world come to the DC tidal basin and take pictures with the cherry blossom trees. But my week was great. I went into the office a few times. Took a couple of meetings. I went home last weekend. I very much enjoyed my time with my sister. I love you, Janie. I very much enjoyed my time with my cousin Chris. I love you, Chris. Yeah. And I very much enjoyed my time with my nephew AJ. I love you, AJ. My niece Robin, JoJo. And last but not least, and I'd be remiss if I left out my mom, man. Yeah. Before I get started, I got a good opening set for y'all. Like to hear it? Here it go. Yeah! Welcome to the Jay and Friends Podcast. Featuring Nell, episode 256. I'm your host, J.com. I'm happy to be here. Fresh off my trip home to Florida to see my family. Without further ado, let's get started. Before I get started, also, I would like to say RIP to the Notorious B.I.G., Christopher Wallace's mother, Violetta Wallace. Thoughts, prayers, and wishes to your family. She passed away this week. And again, shout out to Nell. He is under the weather. He is not here. But we're going to hit these topics and we're going to get through this shit. Let's get it. Oh, you know what? I think I got a pod opener for y'all, man. I got a pod opener for you. I got one. Let me see. I don't. All right. So DOGE is getting a list of the military's probation workers from the Pentagon. As you know, DOGE is the department is headed by Elon Musk. And what their job is to go through the government and find where overspending and everything is going on. And this week, they're really focusing. It's the Department of Government Efficiency. And what they've been doing is been combing the books, going through the analytics, trying to find where they can cut spending and really fire people. So a little excerpt from this article says, Department of Government Efficiency staffers were at the Pentagon on February 18th and received a list of the military's probationary employees. Excuse me. However, it's not clear that all probationary personnel will be let go. Instead, some might be exempted due to the critical nature of their work. The military services each had until the end of business day Tuesday to identify probationary employees. The affected personnel will include defense civilians who are still new to their jobs, not uniformed personnel who are exempt, according to the 4 officials who spoke to the Associated Press. So The potential cuts at the Pentagon, first reported by the Washington Post, follow a reduction to other federal agencies where probationary employees who were not conducting critical functions and had high-level clearances, including staff at the National Nuclear Security Administration, were fired despite their role. The thing with the National Nuclear Security Administration, he fired 300 people, and the next day they realized that we can't fire these people. And they tried to go back to rehire them, and he couldn't find their information. And when they did, I want to say it was upwards of 250 of them said, "Fuck you, we're not coming back." Again, a lot of people, I spoke about it in the last episode, 255, what DOGE is doing has been done in 1993 by former President William Bill Clinton. Is not what he's doing, is how he's doing it. And he's going in and he's trimming the fat. He's finding where money is spent. The one thing that kind of stuck out this week was Elon Musk, which he has no authority, but he sent out an email to people saying, "Hey, reply back to this email with what you did for the government this week." It should have been a little bit more context to the email, because what he had found in the particular agency that they were looking at was it was money being paid to people who had either died or had already retired. So where's this money going? So the reply to the email was to kind of figure out who is who and if you're really a worker or you're not. So I think a little bit more transparency should be required, as well as don't be so quick to jump the gun to go through and comb through and make firings so fast. Complete your investigation, complete your analysis, and go through and then present your findings. And then when you come through, you say, "This is why I want to fire X amount of people at the DOD. This is why I want to fire X amount of people at the Homeland Security. This is why I want to shut down USAID. This is why I want to shut down Department of Education and splice this place here, this portion here, this portion there." And you give people some kind of justification, and just instead of going through looking at shit and saying, "Oh, nope, bye." If you're on probationary, you know, go, because all this is happening. And if you've been around the block enough times to understand that the next president will come back and undo all of the shit that's been done. So it's gonna be a long 4 years. And yeah, that's it. Big T hit the internet this week, and he talked about this new immigration gold card. He revealed his plan for a new immigration gold card that will be sold to immigrants for $5 million. $5 million. So while I don't know all of the details of this fight, I've seen pieces of articles and excerpts on online and on social media. It was reported that it comes with tax benefits. $5 million for an immigration gold card. Bruh, I sell my citizenship for $5 million. On God. $5 million, we could swap. You give me the $5 million, I'll bounce. I go live in South America, Mexico. I give me a little high rise in Tulum for $5 million. Live like a king and come across. $5 million for immigration gold card. I don't know if I've ever talked about my immigration stance on the podcast. I think I've talked to Nell off pod, but my stance on immigration is this. If I cannot come to your country and gain citizenship and get some help to start a business, get a life, everything as if when somebody comes here, then you shouldn't be able to come here and do the same. So just how we have these treaties where, okay, we're going to have 100,000 nuclear weapons. You can only have 100,000 nuclear weapons because we are frenemies. Let's have the same treaty. Like, yeah, if I can come to you, can come to my country. You can get a green card, then gain citizenship, or become a dual citizen. I should be able to come to your country and become a dual citizen and utilize your resources as well. Open up a business, buy properties, have a home, like everything. Put my kids in school, whatever. It should go both ways. And I think when you start talking, and I might be looking at it at at 100 feet instead of 10,000 feet, but even still, when you politicize these things and you look at it from that standpoint that I just spoke about, I just think that's, I hate to use the word fair, but I think that's fair. If you can come here and get the resources and the things that taxpayers like myself pay for, then I should be able to go to your country and do the same. Let me flourish. Let me go out and step outside, because based off of where the world is going or where America is going, I might not, or somebody might not want to be here anymore. So now I'm afforded the opportunity to go to Italy, go to Brazil, or go to Seychelles, or go to any country, Ireland, and become a citizen. Hell, fucking Mexico. I just said I'd go live in Cancun, go to Mexico and become a citizen, a tax-paying citizen, open up a business and pay taxes and flourish. On other Big T news, Big T, he was on the news, and Trump says that he wants the Ukraine to pay all the money we lent them. And a portion of this article says Donald Trump has urged Ukraine to repay the billions of dollars in aid provided by the U.S., suggesting a deal involving Ukraine's rare earth metals, is nearing completion. Speaking at, I don't have my glasses, y'all. Speaking at a conference, Trump claimed the U.S. gave $350 billion in aid, far exceeding estimates like the $120 billion from Kiel Institute. While Europe offered loans, not grants, he emphasized securing compensation such as minerals or oil for U.S. support. However, a Ukraine source indicated the agreement remains distant due to unresolved issues despite U.S. optimism. Oh, man, listen. Call J.G. Wentworth. Call the lawyers. Right now, although that is a great thing, Ukraine is decimated. They have been at war for years, and the war is still going on. And now you asking me to pay you if I'm the Ukraine president, you asking me to repay 350 billy balls? Nah, I doubt. Not right now. I ain't got it. You have to wait. But the fact that we even gave them $350 million is insane. And we deal with government shutdowns every few months. We talk about frivolous government spending and the fact that we have homelessness, we have an education gap that is insane, with simple things like kids are graduating on a fourth grade reading level. It's so much we could have did with that $350 billion other than helping fund the war that we had nothing to do with. But I get it. We big brother to the world. But it is what it is. DoorDash. DoorDash went viral this week. They were slapped with a $16.75 million penalty in New York for cheating delivery drivers of delivery workers out of tips. The New York Attorney General Latia James announced DoorDash has been ordered to pay $16.75 million in compensation to tens of thousands of delivery workers. The company has been using customers' tips to meet workers' guaranteed pay instead of passing tips directly to the workers. I don't use DoorDash, so they said this shit been going on for years. This is, let me see. They say here's an example of DoorDash bait and switch. If DoorDash guaranteed a worker $10 and a customer tipped $3, the worker was only paid $10, with DoorDash using the tip to meet its guaranteed pay. DoorDash's deceptive model tricked our workers to line its own pockets. In rain, snow, heat, and all conditions, our delivery workers are out there to bring food and other essentials directly to our doorsteps. They deserve fair pay. We will never stop fighting to ensure hardworking New Yorkers get their wages they've earned. Yeah, shout out to them, man. Yeah. They always said that bottom like 100% of the tip always go to the driver or whatever. It's I don't know, man. It's kind of wild. Again, I don't use DoorDash, but shout out to them niggas that be pulling up on them bikes and them scooters, man, because they be getting busy in the traffic out here, man. We are cool. A jobless. It was a jobless that went viral. I really want to talk about this one. Jobless that went viral this week for jobless that went viral for jobs that don't require college education, but they make a good living, right? So first on the list is plumber, $27 to $45 an hour. Crane operator, same thing. Wind turbines, $27 to $38 an hour. Commercial driver, get your CDL, $25 to $37 an hour. Heavy equipment mechanic, $25 to $36 an hour. HVAC tech, $24 to $39. Yo, the HVAC nigga be cracking. You ever had your HVAC dude come out in the middle of the summer or in the dead of the winter? My sister told a story one time. This is part called a capacitor that goes on the HVAC system, and I think all it does is it's a little battery, but it gives it a spark to kick shit over, right? So he came out, and I think he charged my sister like $350 to come out or whatever it was gonna be, and then he told her, it's gonna be a capacitor, and I think the sum of all of the work was gonna end up being like $1,000 some dollars. She's like $1,000 some dollars. Like I know what's wrong. Like it's a capacitor. So what she ended up doing was she's like, fuck you, I ain't doing that shit. And she even talked the nigga down on his on the diagnostic fee. Then she goes and finds a store, because they don't really sell HVAC parts to civilians. So she finds a store that will sell her this part. She goes to the store, buys that capacitor, and put the capacitor on herself and saved herself like $800, man. I say all that to say, them HVAC niggas be getting money. Also on the list of auto body repair at $22 to $34 an hour. Welders, $21 to $30 an hour. Carpenters, $16 to $52 an hour. And auto mechanics, $21 to $32 an hour. And at the bottom it says road tracer. Carpenters have the potential to make the most based off this list at $52 an hour. Like, who doesn't need a handyman? Fixing holes in walls, hanging TV, all of the simple things that you can do around the house. Like, I'm about to renovate a basement in the crib, adding walls and doorways, or swapping doors out, or hanging blinds, or redoing garages, or putting the garage. Like it's some $52 an hour. I ain't worked by the hour rate since high school, but $52 an hour seemed like a whole lot of fucking money. I ain't gonna hold you. So a lot of kids, including my goddamn oldest son, they don't do too well in school, and maybe school is not for them. We also have been on the pod where Nell has reiterated that Job Corps is an option for you. It ain't college, but it is a school that will take you there and it'll give you a skill, whether it's welding, in your CDL, HVAC, all those things we listed. Nursing, all those things is I think that a place like Job Corps offers. So if you have nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, kids, son or daughter, that school may not be for them. You will be remiss to not offer them an alternative to say, hey, like, you don't have to go that traditional route. There are other options for you, and you can still make a amazing living doing dope shit. So since we're talking about making money, right? Lil Meech. It was reported that Lil Meech was given $5 billion from 50 Cent. I guess over, I don't know, it was what he made from recording the BMF miniseries, or he was just giving $5 million up front. I'm gonna assume that was his money he made from the series, right? Excuse me. But they say he ran through the $5 million in 3 years. So my question to y'all, and would be to Nell if he was here, is could you, and chime in the comments if you're on YouTube, how long would $5 million last you if you had $5 million liquid cash? They ain't take taxes out. $5 million liquid cash in your account. Speaking just for me, I could live off $5 million liquid cash for the rest of my life. Period. And I'm gonna tell you how. Take another sip of my drink. Now, the interest on $5 million, and I'm just doing rough math in my head, it come out to be like $87. It's either $77 or $8,700 a month. That's more than most of y'all motherfuckers making a month anyway after taxes, and you're not taxed on that interest, right? That period. So that's where it's at. But then on top of that, if you sit with a good financial manager, and in my opinion, I would buy technology index funds that pay dividends and just invest those dividends back into the stock. You talk about it 3 years, that $5 million could be by 8.5 and continue to grow. And at that point, okay, now it's time to go in, and maybe now you got 3.5 that you to play with from the 5 that you started with. You can maybe go and get into some commercial real estate, or start getting with an investment group and start flipping houses or buying big apartment complexes like 100-unit buildings and start bringing in that residual income. So now you talking about, I said 3 years to get to 8.5. Now you saying about 10 years in, I could have took that 5, made about 15, 18, and then you still continue to grow. And that's after taxes at that. But I think that a lot of times when we get these large sums of money, and for him, it's like you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, and even in the hood, we keep up with the Joneses. Like every year we see people get these large sums of money in tax returns. And what do? They blow it. They want to go out. They want to buy sections. They want to pop bottles. They want to get all the Jordans for their kids and baby daddies. They do all these other things that they couldn't do other than, hey, fuck it. Let me pay the insurance for the next year or next year or two. Let me pay the rent up for 2 months. Let me put extra on the light bill so that way once December come or the holidays come, I ain't got to worry about that because it's already been paid up. I continue to pay, but I got a credit on that thing. Let's pay these credit cards off because I can utilize more of my credit than I can with cash. Let me pay this car off. Let me do some of these other things that are alleviated in. And it's more of just having the financial literacy and understanding how money works and how credit works. Understanding taxes and just understanding also coming together with money as a group, as opposed to a solo deal. You can get a lot more done. You could poke somebody, right? You could poke somebody and it might make them say, ow, if you poke them hard enough. But if you take 5 fingers and close them and make a fist, you could knock a motherfucker out. And that's the thing that I'm trying to say is like, yeah, one person, cool, you could poke. But you take 5 people and pool their money together, you could knock a motherfucker out. And we have to understand these things and push these agendas and push these ideas. Like, it's all the time I talk with my barber about business deals, or I'm talking with other people like, yo, let me get in on that. That's a great idea. Send the particulars to me. Like, let's look this over. Shit, instead of costing you $100,000 to do it, I take 50, you put 50, and then let's get this money together. And then we grow it, and then we do it again, but add a 3rd person, and then you do it again, and you add a 4th person. So you have to share the information, you have to get some information, and you have to be able to spread the wealth, man. Steve Smith, former NFL wide receiver Steve Smith. He is at the center of cheating allegations, and I don't really think it's allegations at this point because the shit is wide out there. Let me see if I can connect my phone to the Bluetooth. He a wild boy for this one. So he was allegedly having sex with somebody's wife, and then the husband called him. Here we go.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you been fucking my wife, bro.
Welcome to the Jay and Friends Podcast.
What you gotta say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You fucking knew she was married. You're not a fucking idiot, man. You're fucking Steve Smith Sr. What kind of dumb shit was that? Why are you quiet, man? Be a fucking man. Steve.
Come on, Steve, say something.
You ain't a fucking man, bro.
Go deep, Steve.
All that shit you do on fucking TV, all that shit talking you do to other people. Now someone's got you on the fucking phone, you can't even fucking man up.
Go deep, Steve. Pause. I'm open. Hung up on him. Dubbed him. Yeah, man. How do y'all feel about Steve? Steve Smith, just if you went to his Instagram, he posted it's a picture with the wife and the kids in December. Somebody put, Steve Smith Sr. sick for smashing a random dude's wife in November, then taking family holiday photos with his 4 kids and wife in December. Jeez. Stevie, what a dog. So I've seen other outlets cover this, and one particular that I like, I won't say the name. They said it was goofy shit for the guy that whose wife was fucking Steve Smith to call him. They said it was goofy, and I'm gonna call cap on that. Now, it's goofy to post that shit online, but it ain't goofy to confront that man for fucking your wife, because a lot of times. And, niggas won't admit this, but we've been with a chick has fucked another nigga on our time, and you stayed. It's not that it's publicized, because the difference between men and women, when a woman gets cheated on, she goes to social media and airs that shit out. But with men, we internalize that shit and you just eat that shit. Pause. And what he did, he just had a lack of a better term, he had a bitch moment. And I'm not condoning cheating. And it's niggas out here who gonna be on both sides of the fence. Like, nigga, fuck that, I'm out. But I'm gonna just speak for me. And I'm not even on no marriage shit. Like, I love somebody enough that to know that they cheated and I still stayed. Now, we ain't make it. Long story less long. But you fucking, I was like, you got to eat that. Because shit, you done cheated about 30 times and she got her one get back. Or maybe you didn't cheat. But we all human. But for him, that's his wife. And marriage is a business. You don't just up and get rid of somebody because of anything. Because at some point, if you are working as a team, you have properties, you have investments, you have kids, you have grandkids, you have cars. You have a lot of things together that is hard to just separate. And even by taking them back, and some people look at it like, well, you giving them the ability to, or you say, yes, you can do it again. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, don't walk away over one, what you would call a mistake. And then some people are like, this shit wasn't no mistake because you ain't no mistake if you fucked them. I got it. If Nell said we could take this from 80 different fucking angles, man. But I the dude was hurt. He was in crash out mode. Who knows how he felt about his family or where they were in life. And then you get the text messages that he posted. She talking about gagging on the dick and coming in the pussy, and it was OD. It's no, you can't unsee what you saw. But you can tell he loved his wife, because if he didn't, he wouldn't even confront Steve Smith. He would have just left the chick. And on the other side of that, I wonder what Steve Smith going through with his wife and family, because he made a choice to step out. And that's not good. Who's to say why he did it, when he did it, or how he did it? But he made a choice to step out on his wife, just like the wife made a choice to step out on her husband. One thing, two things for sure though, love make you do some wild shit that normally when you're speaking in a, what you would call a sane state, you be like, man, I'm not putting up with this. I ain't doing shit. I wish a motherfucker would. But when love get involved, excuse me, the fucking the axis is turning and the everything shifts. Steve Smith, hey man, prayers to you. Stop fucking people wife. Man, I don't condone the cheat shit, but if you gonna cheat, man, dog, go. You a fucking single chick or something. You shouldn't be fucking nobody anyway. But go deep, big dog. Pause. Hooters is reportedly filing for bankruptcy due to a decline in customers and financial struggles after the pandemic. They were sued for discrimination and allegedly called back white women and light-skinned women only to return to work. They never called dark-skinned women. Now that I'm sitting thinking, and I only go to Hooters when I go out of town, I cannot remember the last time I seen a dark-skinned woman working at Hooters. I'm going to keep it a buck. Shout out to Guy, because me and Guy was just in Hooters 2 days a week when we was in Nashville. Hooters is a staple in Florida. They have some banging ass sauce, pause. But I hope that's not true as to why they are going under and their discrimination against dark-skinned women. Real quick, the Wu-Tang Clan has announced they are going on their final tour as a group. No. My bad. Missing this. Black people, we gotta do better.
You was not talking like that just 2 minutes ago.
Black people got Steve Smith and black people, y'all gotta do better. Almost 2,000 pairs of the upcoming Brick by Brick 4s from Nigel Sylvester were stolen in the train heist. The photo I'm looking at, you see the train is stopped on the side of the road, and you just see people in these shipping containers on a train car stealing sneakers. 11 people were charged with stealing $440,000 worth of Nike shoes, including 1,985 pairs of the upcoming Naja Sylvester brick by brick Air Jordan 4s from a train in northern Arizona. Man. Somebody in the comments put court records state that on January 13th, a Mexican national and 10 others were arrested for involvement in a Nike train robbery. Authorities believed it to be they were working together to pack and transport 1,900 pairs of unreleased Nike shoes. Now, is it really that serious for some fucking Jordans, man? Y'all want to, like, train robberies like it's fucking in the Wild Wild West, man? You risking your freedom for some Jordans, man? Like, wake the fuck up, grow the fuck up. It's way more ways you can make some money than robbing a train for some fucking Jordans, man. The Jordans are fly. I will be getting a couple pair. But god dang. Now, on to this Wu-Tang shit. Wu-Tang has announced that they are going on their final tour as a group. Wu-Tang Clan may be forever, but their life as touring unit isn't long running for the group, as they announced the beginning of their final tour as a collective. The first dates of the final will be titled Wu-Tang Forever: The Final Chamber. It will begin June 6th and continue for 26 more shows. And the open act will be Run the Jewels. Do they have? Who got some dates? So they open up June 6th in Baltimore at CFG Arena. Yeah. And they run from June 6th all the way to July 18th, and they close July 18th in Philadelphia. Last but not least, in addition to the tour, the group announced earlier this month that they are reuniting for a new album called Black Samson, the Bastard Swordsman from the Wu-Tang Saga Continues Collection, their first in almost a decade. The project will be released on Record Store Day, April 12th, and feature contributions from all living members of the legendary rap group. Well, I fucks with it. Jim Jones, I'm going to new music. Jim Jones will be dropping an album by the time you hear this. I forgot the name of his album coming out, but the things that I have been listening to, I've been listening to St. John, Festival Season. Who else? Nell, Jupiter. I don't know if I said that last week. Duran Bernard, Bloom's album. Ace Hood dropped the single Mr. Hood. And then it's just very, very sleeper R&B people that I've been finding. Who is it? Truice. Truice. The Vices EP. I've been jamming that. Armani Monte, By My Side single. Friday album drops on Friday. Some days I'm good, some days I'm not. That will be coming out. And that's it. I hold some other stuff off. Before I get out here, the NFL Combine will be going on Thursday through Sunday. Our favorite college stars work out and prepare as they get ready to enter the NFL draft in April. I will be locked in. I ain't doing shit this weekend. I got a little young Ace. We will be locked in watching Shadur, Travis, and the rest of our favorite college players. And that's really it, man. It's been a short, concise podcast. I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed giving it to you. My closing thought, I'm about to give it to you. My closing thought is this. Don't leave anything for later. Later, the coffee gets cold. Later, you lose interest. Later, the day turns into night. Later, people grow up. Later, people grow old. Later, life goes by. Later, you regret not doing something when you had the chance. On that note, this is Jay and Friends Podcast featuring now episode 256. I want to send a shout out to those that wear the uniform, those that wore the uniform, those that wear the uniform in the future. Shout out those that hang out at VA all day. Shout out United States of Baltimore, Zone 18. And the rest of PG County. And I really got to spend a special shout out to all my folks in Florida, man. Yeah. Gone, never home, but always rapping. And I'm in the pod like this, man. Let's get it.
Welcome to the Jay and Friends Podcast.